Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Rising, okay. Box of rain. Travel. Frozen. Those are interesting energies. And kindred. Okay. Those are interesting energies. I mean, readings are always a bit of a surprise packet for me, so okay. Weird banana. Okay. It was a very earthly, right? And then, hello, I'm an ET. What is going on? Okay, so for me, it really feels that you're on a good way. You are traveling from a heavier energy. You know, Box of Rain is heavy, somewhat sad energy, but also the Box of Rain really has some value to it too. You know, there are some magical flowers that are growing in or outside the Box of Rain. You know, this image is very interesting, and let's just speak about it, because you know, you could say that this is the box, right? Because it's a drawn box, but when you look at it, this box looks almost like you are sitting inside the box because of this black and looking outside, and that's the window, right? And this is the box. What is it actually? Yeah, it's a bit of a deceptive energy in a way, because that's what healing sometimes is. You know, when you go through a bit of pain, it might appear that you are sitting, you know, inside the Box of Rain and are looking out, but in fact you are then switching, because by going through it, you are looking inside the Box of Rain. You know what I mean? Yeah, you probably know, right? You are smart. So, okay, so you are rising, right? Look at that. It's almost like you are rising from the Box of Rain. You even have some magical energies. Pew! So you are rising, and it's movement, right? It's movement, but this doesn't mean that you have to move for this to happen. I think it's more an internal thing, that it could be that you are, despite the weather outside, you know, maybe it's actually cold, it's because this travel card, you know, whenever I think about travel, most people, they travel to warmer regions. Some people actually do enjoy snow and things like that, but it just looks to me like you are not moving physically, but you are moving spiritually, right? And it's a really nice energy. It's a very internal movement, but is internal really internal, or is internal also external? Maybe, and most likely because of this unexpected fella here, you've been worked on during your sleep, right? Yeah, because this looks really like, astral traveling, right? It's the typical image of, so if you don't know how to do it, so there's one special technique. It's called the rope technique. I'm not sure who invented this one. Was it Robert Monroe? I don't know but this is basically a technique where you imagine a rope and then rising up from your body to experience an out-of-body experience, right? And this is the literal image of this, right? I mean, and it makes sense to put a balloon there, because just to make it a little bit more logical, right? So yeah, but it really feels like you are rising, and this came in the reverse, and I think it's just because it wanted to point to why you are rising. I don't, because this doesn't seem like you have physical evidence of it. Therefore, this really looks just like the mirror reflection of you in a different dimension. That is rising. Love that. I really love that. So it's a really nice energy. And I'm drawn to align everything perfectly somehow. So it looks nice and neat. And I think this is your energy. Right? Very, very tidy. Look, this needs to go here. Right? Because you are rising, you are aligning, you are more in alignment. And it could be that the travel that you are doing actually is to clean up, right? Clean up, organize, and you know how much of a difference it just makes when you change a few things about your home, right? It's just this with the flowers there, right? The arrangement of the house, and suddenly, this represents for me today art, and this represents to me today music. And I think what this also wants to point at is, if you look at it, from all the things, that during the next few months, I'd say, from the point where you watch the reading, upcoming the next few months, let's say 3, I don't want to, 3 or 4, I think your creativity is going to be heightened, very heightened, because it really feels like, first, you are very much in alignment, and maybe you are also very drawn to just make some changes in your life, which are small but have a big impact, such as, for example, redecorating. It's, you would never think how much of a difference this makes if you just hang a different picture on the wall, a bigger one, a nicer one. If you just do that, and invest maybe a little bit in this. And, it's this alignment, making it nice, looking good, right? And from this clarity, because you get clarity from this, you get some sort of, with this box of rain downpour, and travel also is a very moving energy, right? And creativity, it's also very moving, and travel, especially in a caravan. I'm really thinking about people who live full-time in a caravan, because they are not too fixed in their ways. And I think because you are somewhat rising, also, this movement with a balloon is also very free-flowing. So because you're doing this, your creativity is going to be enhanced. Big time. Right? And this card. Let's look at this card. This is very special. Because if you look at this landscape from here, it almost appears normal. Except for this bird cage where the birds are sitting there, and the cage is open though. It's almost like the cage is open, but the birds are choosing to sit inside the cage. Maybe that's also a difference for you, that you're embracing where you are. That's what you do when you decorate a room. When you decorate a room, you signify to yourself and to your surroundings that your energy is in this room, right? It's a conscious decision, right? But what's that? Underneath it, it really looks like this is a cut from you can look into the soil of the landscape, because this really looks like the snow, and then there's this cut, and there are the butterflies. So it really feels like you're going through a major transformation phase. And I've described the symptoms already, which are that you are probably drawn to redecorate, make some changes, and And it doesn't have to be big. I mean, it could be. You could travel, you know. That's the image is there, right? Or the word is there. But it really also feels like because of this unexpected development right here, right? What is this, right? So it is, right? Well, for me, it's like whenever I think about ETs, I think about the rule of interference, which means ETs are not allowed to interfere. But I'm questioning, because if you invite them in, does this mean that they interfere? Or is it just an invitation? You know, like, interfering would probably mean that they steer a situation, right? But if you invite an ET in, is this interference? Or is it just sitting at the coffee table with a nice cup of tea and having a conversation with an ET? Is a difference. You know, it's like a tea party or something like that. I don't know, like with this winter I thought about sitting at a table with an AT. I don't know why I feel drawn to talk about this, especially in this reading. It just feels to me, you know, because of this you being worked on, this feels like, yeah, it could be interference, but if you really want it, is this interference or is it just an invitation that you have been placing? You know, let's say you are wishing for a change and you ask your spirit team or just some higher vibrational beings just to help you out and to help you in a way of working with your energy and just helping you rise, right? When you do that, I think that's an invitation, and of course it is being answered, and it doesn't particularly mean that it's an ET. I told you, like, higher spiritual beings, guardian angels, you know, whatever the word is that you have for your supporters, right? So it really feels like there's a massive change going on for you. And it is, even though the outside might not change too much, right? Because of the frozen. When I think about frozen, I think about frozen water, of course. And frozen water is frozen, right? It doesn't really move that much. But it does. It does. You do. This travel. Yeah, you may look at this caravan. It probably just needs a little bit of a upcycling and then it's all right? So, yeah, really nice. I love the energies. And I love that you're rising, because that's good development. Of course. But this also means that you have been through a phase where you were a bit in the dark, right? Yeah. Yeah, but that's okay. It's all right. And we had this kindred also, right? It says something with your heart. Follow your heart. Yeah, follow your heart, it says. Oh, lovely. Oh, do you see that? Do you see that? There are the two birds in the cage, right? And look at that. If this is the following, you know, spring, or maybe you've been through a separation, because this looks more like autumn, right? And if this is winter, it could be. But what is this then? You know, I was drawn to put it there but maybe it's both. You know, I was drawn, you know, when you see this as a timeline, I was drawn to put it here because it's the bottom of the deck, right? But when I see this image, and when the two birds are there in winter, and winter comes after autumn, right? I mean, again, box of rain, before, after, in, out. Well, I think it's both, of course. So it could be that you went through a separation, and you are healing through it and rising through it, and then after a certain amount of time has passed, you are getting your bird, right? Yeah, because here they are separated and here there are two birds together. That's interesting also, right? Yeah, it's very transformative. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, certainly there are some otherworldly space energy for you on the table. So let's see what else we can pull. You know, and it really feels straightforward. You're rising. That's it. Aquarius. Collaborate. Oh, new development. Collaborate. Community. Now it flips from more personal energy to, well, collaborate. It feels like, well, it could be, it's, certainly it is with the ET, some sort of collaboration with spirit, you know, with this coming from above, right? But maybe an Aquarius is important for you. I don't know who this reading is for just yet, but this is always obvious, you know, when the Aquarius card comes out. But the bottom of the deck is community, 11th house. So it could be, I think, if you are also doing a project or maybe a video online or something, it really feels like, you know, sometimes all we really need, you know, when we have a project online, is one freaking otherworldly special video that goes viral to just get the freaking foot in the door, right? It's this gift from above almost. And then I think about ETs and I'm like, is there something going on? So for me, it really feels like this alignment that you have also leads. So if you are obviously also rising in form of vibration, right? So it really feels that to me that if you are making a project right now, that you get, you know, this one life-changing video that transforms your whole situation. You know, it's this, it makes the water flow into your cup and makes it overflow and spill and all, you know, and it's very magical, mystical. What? ET. And you know, if you see it, this is the 11th house, right? And, okay, this is 49. 13. Oh, that's interesting. So because this is also the 11th, so I wanted to say, you know, and also 13, when this comes together, it's 13. And this is for me a very interesting phase because it's 11 and 13. What's in the middle? It's the 12, right? And the 12 for me, it's very spiritual. I don't know, the number just, I don't know, I sometimes feel those numbers, and the 12 is a very intense number for me, a really spiritual number. And 11, of course, is the alignment, right? And if you look at the Aquarius sign with the water there, right, it's also almost like an 11, like a wave, right? It just feels to me that, and what I was saying with the 13 is also, it's this movement overcoming. This is a representation of overcoming, something, you know, and therefore it's just my logic that I've put through this, right? And it's somehow a spiritual journey of overcoming. It's 11, 12, 13, and then you are overcoming things, right? And because the 12 is wrapped in the middle, it is the number of spirit, in this case, of spirit has your back through this, right? And I really feel like there's something coming in also. It really feels like some sort of, you know, just life-changing, lucky circumstance you could have never guessed it. You know, it's just how. But it does come in. And it's just because it's time. This looks like one of those old clocks on the wall, right? And it's like it's being moved by, you know, if you see it, by your shadow, by your light, and by you. You are the middle. It's again no, look at that. This is the 11. Is it the 11? So for me, this could be the 11. Then you are in the middle, the 12, and this is the 13 because it's just because of the association. And in the middle, there's the rainbow. Do you see that? It really fits that those three hands are in this image. It's just amazing. And just because of the word community, I was drawn to speak about this now. You know, about some sort of community that is gathering around you, and in a very mystical and spiritual way, right? It's this, and it's changing the whole timeline for you. You know, it helps you to overcome, right? Because when you've overcome everything, and you have integrated the shadow and the light, then you are you, right? Of course, and it's just because it's time. It really feels like this, you know. Your lucky time, right? Your lucky time. So you do have helpers. So, yeah, be aware of that. Vision. Yeah, wow. Look at that. And do you see that? This looks like snow or a frozen thing, right? Something... Neptune, very watery. We're very watery. So, of course, it really feels to me that if something like this is happening for you, this is life altering, of course, and it's just your life, right? It's for you. I think, you know, of course, but because it's just your life, it feels incredibly big for you, right? And with this frozen image here, and this also looks very frozen, and also the water, which is movement again, you know, it really wants to look at the time, because this kindred was, as I said, autumn. But if I think about this, I feel, you know, Aquarius is... in January, right? So it's when the winter gets into spring. So it really looks at a little bit of time, but it's also time that is, you know, maybe you think when you are working on a project that it will take so long time, like will be a long winter, you know, how we prepare for winter and autumn and everything, right? And we think we need to... you know, endure the cold for a long time. But this really wants to show you that the movement is coming in, you know, otherwise this reading wouldn't exist, right? So the movement is coming in, and it's really, it's a spiritual, you know, it's a spiritual development also. Just with the 11, and here's the 11, and all of that. And then this sums up to an 8, which is the infinity symbol, right? Very spiritual. So... yeah, And what I was also getting, so clearly if this development for you will also help you just to freeze some tears in a way, you know, it's this, or not freeze, I think it will be very emotional in the way of changing for you when you're rising, right? It's very emotional in a way, but it's also healing in the form of, you know, some tears that you might have cried because of maybe some things that happened before that, you know, box of rain, you were inside it, right? And because of that, your tears will be gone, right? Because of this change of from liquid to frozen, and from liquid maybe also to air, right? Yeah, so it's, yeah, very nice. Very nice. I just love that. I love that. It's beautiful. Yeah, so there's something really nice for you ahead. And maybe it really has something to do also, because I said with this redecorating with your creativity, you know, maybe it's really a creative project that is receiving that one lucky thing, you know, one lucky thing. Like, you know, that transforms everything, right? It's just one. And this can make the whole difference, right? For your whole, how your path is going forward. And it really feels like this one special occasion. And this is all you needed, right? This is almost, that's why this card was in the reverse in the beginning. Because, not because you are not the weird banana. No, it's like this one thing you need to be able to live your weirdness, you know, in a way, right? Because maybe it really makes the difference for you financially also, right? If you think about, you know, when you are trying to build up something and maybe you want to travel and maybe you can do it then, right? So it really feels like this. But it really feels also like this is somewhat, you know, this is a very, very flat type of thinking of, oh yeah, and then you'll be successful. But I think it's just because there's a higher purpose of what you are doing. There's a there's something very spiritual in what you are doing, and therefore you're also being supported, right? It's not just flat success, right? There's more to it, right? And you really wanted to say that because of this. I was drawn to this. It's just because this looks empty, right? This is empty, and I don't think that you're empty. Like, you know, yes, we are all in a way a blank canvas, but it just feels like you are you are you are okay. Yeah. You are. That's all I can say. Okay, let's see who this reading is. What should I wrap it up? Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna wrap it up. Just because you can. Oh, forgive. Okay, yeah, clearly. I mean, there must have been something that you have overcome in the box of rain, right? And so clearly the guidance is to forgive, right? Because box of rain, well, you know, I didn't want to stir the pot and put my finger in the wound, right? Because when you are rising, I don't want to, no, just rise, right? You can leave this behind and, yeah, embrace the flow of life, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, we all need ups and downs, right? But yes, yeah, so very nice. Okay. And yeah, let's see who this reading is for. Got 3 of those cards left, right? Left, right? I always think it's funny when I say that. Okay. Oh, Scorpio. Okay. Well. Additional info is in the letter box below, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.